Mm. Good morning. Welcome to the Russell Journal. My name is Russell, and this is my journal as I chronicle my journey from $10 to make a million. As I started with $10, and I'm working my way up there. If this is your first time with us, you can see right here. This is our current balance. We've gone from $10 to 635. We are climbing, building up, kind of getting to where we need to be, where we want to go. Uh, the way I do this is through day trading options mostly. Although again, some of this balance does come from deposits I'm bringing in from things I'm selling and different stuff. So that's really what the show's what the story the my arch, I guess my series arch is. Okay, or arc, whatever you want to call it, arc, whatever goes in a curve. All right. So as of right now, we got all our futures are kind of heading back up in the upward direction. Two things right here, right? We had Russian politicians come out and say that they're not ready to go to war and that they're willing to keep uh, the talks going as far as what they what is it? They're willing to keep the talks going as far as diplomatic solutions to the problem. Sounds like their biggest concern is they just don't want Ukraine joining NATO because they don't want a bunch more NATO troops right on their border. Russia doesn't want those on its border, so it would seem as though that's the main driver there. Could be very simply, I was watching Tulsi Gabbard the other day, and she said it'd be very easy to end this whole crisis by just simply saying, yeah, Ukraine won't join NATO. Which, to be honest with you, the likelihood of Ukraine joining NATO with or without um, uh, this crisis with Russia was pretty, like, the chances were slim and none. So uh, it's really not a question of democracy of that country. It's just a question of, like, do they join NATO? So it sounded like that was the major issue. So uh, anyway, uh, we can find other ways to help Ukraine by not even if they don't join NATO. It's probably a lot better than getting a bunch of people killed over it. So that one particular issue. If you read between the lines, there's a possibility that this whole thing is a stunt by Russia to put up the price of natural gas and oil. That is a possibility as well. And then on the other side of it, the American side, it's a possibility that this is a stunt by the American side in order to uh, put up the price of natural gas as well. In the meantime, there's a pipeline kind of goes through that region of the world, and it's not really been hitting the supply. America has been sending ships of natural gas over there, and we've been selling, and apparently we've been cleaning house a bit. So it may be a competition on our side for the sale of natural gas. Okay. But so more will develop. We'll see what happens, trying to push those oil prices up and things like that nature. Oil was up a bit this morning. Forgive me, I'm trying to get up and get going. Mm. Coffee, everybody. You gotta have coffee. So, all right. So, as far as that news goes, those are the two big catalysts, or that was the first catalyst. Second catalyst coming, and again, I got to switch over and watch this. Watching, so the future's pulling back a bit here. SPY down under its close, or down under its close yesterday, 439.26. All right, so looking at SPY, big thing to keep in mind here is James Bullard, just Fed president, St. Louis branch, just came out and said that he really thinks that we need to be more active. That the Fed needs to be more active in its role to curb inflation. He said if you look at the last 4 reports in total, not just the one in January, it is getting out of control, and that they need to do something. Yet and so his statements were all pretty hawkish, but as of right now, it's really dovish as far as things go. Hold on one second. I'm watching. Got to keep an eye. Still trying to work here. Keep an eye on the market. Okay. Futures down. SPY is pulled back right around 439. Okay, coming into the morning hour. Okay. As far as I'm concerned, going into this day, again, I guess 635. Our options buying power. I do got to look that up really quick. What we'll have in order to trade today, and what we're really gunning for. Don't get me wrong. I would love to be able to pull $60 out of the market today, which would be 10% of that. I would like to do that. That's my nice to have goal. What I'd really like to see is about 3%. So that's $18 right there. Options buying power going into today is about 335. So really only need to see on the bottom case, only need to see that grow by about $10 today, based on what I have in options buying power. Tomorrow, when that extra 300 settles in the account, I'll be able to double that. We're looking for around $20 a day for a little while. And then if we can hit that $60 price range, great. But in the meantime, not super worried about, making that grow too fast. I want to make sure to preserve as much of that capital as possible. The more of this I have, the more there is to grow. So I know there are some guys out there who could take some really, really big bets with this, and they a little bit better than I am. I am not that good at this. Okay. I'm still working it out. I have to think, I have to strategize. I have to really understand the market. When I do, you get like last week where I nailed, I make $100 in just, less than 8 hours, for a trade, but it does take me time to work. Okay, as far as the market goes, let's go look over here. We're going to see update as to what's going to happen today. We're going to look into this. Again, you can see the chart. Give me 1 second. I need to step out of studio mode. There we go. Okay, so you're looking at the 1 minute. If you're looking over here, this big gap up, okay, let me roll it back just a little bit so you can see a little bit more accurate picture. So, all right, there you go. There, that should be. Okay, so this morning we open up all of Europe basically closed down. We gapped down right here into the open about 1 a.m. We stayed kind of on this grind up. Then the Russians started talking, sort of pulled back their rhetoric a little bit. And so you got this move to the upside. Okay. Let me, and this is on the 1 minute chart, guys. Okay. So, if you're looking at this kind of for day trading purposes, again, nothing substantial as far as like making a decision here as to whether this is bearish or bullish. Any of this can be considered part of an Elliott corrective wave. So it's very interesting. Then Bullard starts talking. So you get this move across here. A lot of selling pressure come through there. Okay. And that's, and this is just on SPY alone. Again, we're seeing this line is really acting very well as resistance. We'll need to see it come over there and show support over there in order to get long. And that price tag that we're looking before we take a long position is 440. Okay. We need to see strength up over 440 on SPY before we can get long. And even then, we're probably not going to, we aren't going to risk very much going that way. Okay. Again, similar sort of thing. We're going to go to the 5-minute chart on IWM. I'm going to the 5-minute chart on IWM. Now, again, I drew this trend line here yesterday, came through here. Okay. Like I said, again, same thing that we talked about yesterday, got the gap down into the open market or into the opening of the pre-market. Again, like I said yesterday too, we're going to come up. We'll test this line right here. Again, you can see that that's what's happening. We've got a rejection of that line. So we see it's acting as resistance. Again, this gives me sort of an indication that we're looking for the bear bias here. I don't expect things to get bullish until after those FOMC meeting notes are released on Wednesday. You would really not expect to see it. Now, that being said, again, traders do things backwards. Okay, remember they say buy the rumor, sell the dip. So I am a little bit concerned that ahead of that they may start this rally. And then if they're expecting those FOMC meeting notes to be good, you could see that rally continue. We really won't. I could bring up the daily, but we really won't have anything there until then. The last one we want to look at is QQQQ. Okay, again, you're seeing a very similar sort of picture here on QQQQ. Again, gap down, pop up on the possibility that Russia will find a diplomatic solution to the problems with Russia. Again, get that pullback right there into that. You are, you're still mostly the one thing I would say if you're trading QQQQ. Again, look, you have this move, this massive move trending to the downside. But the one thing you want to see is this is sort of a descending triangle pattern right here where there's a chance here that see how it flattens out above this support line. Okay. What's happening here is they're exhausting everybody who's willing to sell below that line. Everybody's willing to sell below that line is being exhausted. So the minute we get down to sort of this area here within this triangle, you've exhausted all of your sellers above this price. So if somebody comes in and wants to buy this, they're going to have to pay up here. All of the stuff on this half of the triangle got purchased. Okay. Everything right here. That's all gone. So if they want to buy, what they're doing is they're exhausting that. So when they buy, they have to buy up here. Okay. They have to pay that price because that's where the next shares are available for purchase. Now, the only caveat to this, and this is where you got to watch for the breakdown in this. Okay. Let's say we don't get any buyers in here. Okay. Let's say there's no buyers left. There's nobody coming in. Okay. The market maker has to create a market, has to balance his liquidity of both shares and his liquidity of money. Okay. The market maker has to make the market. Okay. In the event, and this is where this is a 50-50 gamble, you got to watch the volumes on this. Okay. In the event that nobody's coming in to buy the NASDAQ, which is going to be really weird to see if that ever happens. But if nobody's coming in to purchase that, then it's very well possible the market maker will have to push this down. Okay. He's going to go lower. He'll take the price lower. So we have some concern with that. Again, right now, looks like everything in this range, everything above this thing is being purchased. It's been purchased all the way down here. They've bought up everything. And the chances that you're going to get a break higher looking pretty good as far as that goes. Again, it is the NASDAQ. Somebody's going to want it. It buys shares of Apple. And this thing is really you could buy, where is it? It's AMC over there. Okay. So you could buy Apple, okay, right here by itself. Okay. It'll cost you $170. Okay. But for $340, you can buy a share of Apple and a whole bunch of other shit too. Okay. This is kind of the value meal of tech. Okay. Of all the tech stocks. You want a little Google, you want a little Amazon, what do you want? What do you want? We got it. It's like the guy with the trench coat. You like NASDAQ? You like Apple, Amazon, Google? Yeah, it's very good. You need new watch. We got the fancy new Apple Watch right here. Okay, that's really what we're looking at as far as what the NASDAQ and the QQQ has available to you is like pretty much anything and all things tech. All right. So tech startups. All right. So as far as this goes, though, we're looking at again, I would say I'm starting to lean more bullish going into Wednesday. I would say looking for Friday, I'm more bearish. So there's a little bit of sentiment on that. And this is, again, if you watched the show last night, I really didn't know which way to lean. The scenarios were pretty wild. Very could have easily woken up and Russia had attacked Ukraine and everything would just be in the shitter, which would be horrible. On the other side of that, we got the other side. We got the positive side where, hey, let's keep talking. At least they're willing to talk. The other thing is you got Bullard to come out and talk today. And we don't know what his sway is going to be at that FOMC meeting today, that emergency meeting. So, we'll be watching that throughout the rest of the day. We will be saving. I'll be keeping some money on the side. That FOMC meeting happens. They make a statement. Things things get really extremely hawkish. I'm definitely going to be flipping that really hard. Gonna say it's more than likely going to turn out that the Fed wants to be data dependent. They want to give those supply chains a chance to work themselves out. They want to see what they can do there. That's one side of things. The other thing about it is more than anything, the Fed wants to taper. It wants to stop putting money into the easy money into the economy. And they have to do that first. They have to start unwinding that balance sheet. And they do have to bring those interest rates up at some point. So they've got some ammo in the can in case something bad happens, in case we get another really nasty variant or something like that. They need to do that. At the same time, they probably want to make a little bit of money for loaning less money, So that's those interest rates are going to be really, really important as far as all of that stuff goes. And that's really what we're looking at. Now, again, a few things. We're going to be doing the show, obviously, early in the morning from now on. I like it better. It lets us be more forward-looking, looking forward to the day. I think that's a really good thing. The one thing I will say is you can keep up with me on my Instagram page. There should be a link somewhere below. If it's not, I'll get one in there eventually. And you can see that on Instagram, I post my balances and, profit and losses every day. So you can follow me at the Russell Journal on Instagram or at the Russell Journal on Twitter. I will tell you, I don't really care if people follow me or not. So I'm not really trying to build a following. There's a select few people I have who really watch the show, care what I think about stocks. And so I do it mostly for them. So I don't necessarily have to have a huge following, which is neither here nor there. I guess I'm feeling a little insecure about this show at the moment. In the meantime, it's kind of time I got to get ready to start, making some money. So, for the Russell Journal, I'm Russell. And why don't you guys pretend I said some sort of catchphrase?